Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Monday Night Raw review, brought to you by your boy, Just Alyx, right here in Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. So this originally was going to be the new cover for Monday Night Raw. Unfortunately, based off of the ending of the show, this cover is now outdated, and we're going to need to update it. So if you excuse me for a minute, I hate to do this to you, Jey, but it was a great run. But all good things must come to an end. We have ourselves a new world champion, regaining the world title for a second time. The Ring Gunther. Heartbreaker. A heartbreaking finish. And here's the thing. I don't know if you remember, all the way back in, I believe, the end of March, maybe April, I did my Wrestlemania preview and predictions. And on the predictions, I told you, don't expect Jey Uso to have a long run. I told you, at the latest, he'll hold it to SummerSlam, where he will probably drop it to Logan Paul. Now, the good news is, he didn't drop it to Logan Paul. The bad news is, he didn't even get to SummerSlam. 51 days. 51 days. Not even 2 months. Barely under 2 months. He held that belt. And then he dropped it right back to Gunther. To be fair, they protected him like a mofo. He came in injured. Multiple tsunamis. He's been hurt for weeks now going into this match. And Gunther told him, that was going to be how I beat you. You have a big heart. You like sticking your nose in other people's businesses. And he did it. So, from a character standpoint, this has got to be a huge blow onto Jey. When he comes back, he's going to be different. You know he is. This is how Triple H operates. This is where he's in the zone. He loves this. He loves heel champions. Same thing on NXT. Heel champions have a longer run than the babyface ones. Johnny Gargano, when he beat Adam Cole, he dropped it right back to Adam Cole. Excuse me, not really. He beat Adam Cole and then dropped it to Adam Cole. Who was the champ before then? It was Tommaso Ciampa. I don't know why Adam Cole had the belt before then. Regardless, Ciampa had a long run. Gargano held it for a month, dropped it right to Adam Cole. Adam Cole would go on to hold it for a year. Sami Zayn on NXT held it for a month, dropped it to Kevin Owens. Now, Finn Balor would go on to have a substantial run, dropped it to Samoa Joe. All heel champions under Triple H have longer runs. Cody Rhodes was the exception to the rule. Cody might have been the longest running champ under Triple H. That's just what he does. He loves heel champions. He feels like heel champions carry the business. They carry the stories forward. And he's right. He's 100% right. That being said, as a fan, that hurt to watch. It hurt to watch Jey Uso lose that belt. Because he still is, on top of the world. One of the hottest baby faces that the company has ever produced. And when he lost, the crowd was stunned. That crowd gasped. You could literally hear the air leave their lungs. It was like that split second where they realized Jey had passed out. The crowd's like, oh no, oh no, and no. And the referee calls for the bell. And you're like, oh, man. Go and watch A&B Combos, Wrestling Edition. Go watch their reaction to that ending. That pretty much echoed how I felt. The thing is, I had already prepared myself for him to lose when we did that preview and predictions. I'm just happy it wasn't to Logan Paul. So where do we go from here? This opens up a multitude of opportunities. So we're going to get Goldberg and Gunther soon. This makes it for the title now, which is probably what they always had planned. So that will probably be Saturday night's main event, Goldberg, Gunther. Do we go back to Jey? If we do, when? SummerSlam? Night of Champions? Nah, Night of Champions is too soon. Hear me out. So, who's currently in this King of the Ring tournament? We got Cody Rhodes. Very strong favorite to win. Cody wins, challenges John Cena at SummerSlam. But we also have Sami Zayn. And I thought about that because he won his fatal 4-way match tonight. When he won, I'm not going to lie, there was a side of me that went, how awesome would it be if he won in Saudi Arabia? He would get a massive pop. What if they do that? Now, clearly Cody Rhodes is the favorite. And that hasn't changed. I still think Cody Rhodes is going to win. But what if they go at Sami Zayn? Rabbit hole, come down this rabbit hole with me. We love rabbit holes. What if they go with Sami Zayn? Sami Zayn wins the tournament. Gunther, Sami Zayn, is the match at SummerSlam. Sami Zayn wins that belt off of Gunther. And that's when Seth cashes in and takes the belt off of Sami. They could do that. It would put Sami Zayn back in that sympathetic role that we've always kind of wanted him to be in. Because that's something we've been lacking with Sami. Sami Zayn, to me, he hasn't been getting that, how do I put this? They haven't been doing a very good job of making him feel sympathetic because he's been going after titles. He's been going after championships that are above him. When he won the IC title, I was like, bro, you've already won this multiple times. I'm not interested. However, the world title, I think we can get back to that NXT Sami Zayn if he goes after the world title. And here, I actually want him to win the world title, so I'll be more invested in his matches. The near falls will work more. His selling will be a lot more interesting. And that heartbreaking moment where he loses the belt to a Seth Rollins, it's too good. And then guess what? He doesn't see it again until WrestleMania. If they do that, Sami wins the Royal Rumble next year. I'm thinking long term here. Long term. Now, if they do that, the question is, what happens to Jey Uso? What if we're going down this rabbit hole, right? So clearly, Jey, when he comes back, is going to be a different character. Because everything Gunther told him happened. You lost because you cared. And so maybe we get a little bit of that heel Jey Uso. Maybe not him go all the way heel, but more of that heel persona that we saw in the Bloodline storyline. And maybe we get to Jey and Sami. Now, this is just me spitballing. I don't know what they're going to do. I wasn't expecting Jey to lose tonight. I was halfway expecting two things. Goldberg interferes or Seth Rollins cashes in and fails. Neither one of those helped. Neither one of those happened. Now, we have a new champ. I had no idea what's about to happen. And the possibilities have opened up. I said Sami Zayn. What about Ilya Dragunov? They have a pay-per-view PLE called Clash in Paris. You know we gotta have Ilya Dragunov versus Gunther on that show. And I'm just spitballing here. We can do multiple things with this. And that's just the world title. There's one more factor I want to talk about. The R-Truth factor. Ron Killings, to be exact. That promo by R-Truth, Ron Killings, was incredible. Absolutely phenomenal. It was one of those promos, when it was over, you felt like you watched something special. He said he's done with fun and games. He says, the truth has set me free. It ain't nothing but the truth. And then he cut his hair. He cut off his dreads. As someone who has dreads, do you understand how long it takes to cultivate these, to grow these? That was scary. For me, as a dreadhead, that really hit. But it brought out the seriousness that he wanted. It made people look at him differently. It made people go, okay, yeah, this is new. This is different. And I'm not going to lie to you. When it was over, there was a side of me that thought, man, I know he's 53 years old. But if they were ever going to give him a run for that world title, it hurts to say it now. It hurts to say it now. Because I finally feel like we've reached a point with R-Truth, with Ron Killings, where I can take him seriously as a world champion. I never felt that way with him. Ever. Even when he had that heel run in 2011. Which was great, by the way. Perhaps his best run since. And I'm not saying what they've been doing with him over the last few years doesn't matter, because he was very popular. One of their top merchandise sellers. But because of everything that happened with him almost being let go, and them keeping him around, bringing him back as Ron the Truth Killings, or Ron R-Truth Killings, this feels like his final form. This feels like everything that he's worked for over the last 7 years is for this. And I would love it. I know it's not going to happen. I don't want to get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up. But I would love it if he got a championship out of this. He needs to be validated in some way. Because that promo, that was real. Everything he said in that promo came from the heart. You felt it, I felt it. And I think when you have someone come back with all this momentum, and he's making the most out of it, you gotta give him a championship. Someone said IC champ. Maybe. I'm fine with that. What about world champ, though? I know it's not going to work. I know it's not going to happen. It's just, again, like, they let him go because 53 years old, Nick Carter, they didn't see anything special. They did not see this in him. What we got tonight, Triple H, Nick Khan, all of them did not see this in him.
Shave his head, give him a bandana, some black shades and let him cook. I am Ron Killings. I am the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth. This feels like broken Matt Hardy when he first arrived to the scene in TNA.
Oh, it cut you off? It's all aligning. And this felt real. That, ladies and gentlemen, was your World Super Chat champ, 3 Diggers, with a massive $100 donation. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And 100%, I agree with you. I like that image of him wearing a bandana. And, of course, going full, what's the word I'm looking for? Full thug, serious gangster. I don't know. But for me, and I know a lot of you are feeling the same way because I'm reading your comments. Someone like Truth has been working his ass off for way too long for this. And in situations like this, there should be exceptions to the rules. So although I am someone that has come up here and said he'll probably never win a world title because he's too old and they're not going to put their entire company behind him, maybe, and I'm hoping Triple H sees this too, we can make an exception. What if, instead of having Cody Rhodes beat John Cena, because that's the typical way of doing it. Of course, Cody would beat John Cena. Everyone sees that coming. But do we have to do that? Does it have to be Cody? Now, CM Punk is fighting John Cena at Night of Champions. I'm almost certain Cena's going to retain. Kind of wish they would have saved it for SummerSlam. Maybe they'll dovetail it into a rematch at SummerSlam. But for me, the obvious person to beat Cena is Cody. Clearly, he pinned Cena. But does it have to be Cody? Listen to me. You have an opportunity here to do something that people don't see happening, but would be an incredible moment. What if this jokester that no one saw doing anything, he got embarrassed, absolutely embarrassed on Saturday night's main event in one of the worst matches of his career, and he almost got let go because of it? What if that jokester flipped the switch and nobody saw this coming? What if he beat Cena for the world title? You could have him lose the belt almost immediately after that. I don't care. He could lose the belt to, if Seth Rollins still has the briefcase, there you go. Or, I don't know, because it'd be the WWE Championship. Possibilities are endless. But think about that for a minute, though. How would that make you feel if they did that? I would love it. Someone said it would feel like Kofi Mania. Exactly. You want to know why it would feel like Kofi Mania? Because Kofi Mania was never supposed to happen. People don't think about this. Kofi Mania was an accident. Mustafa Ali was being pushed to beat Daniel Bryan for that world title. Mustafa Ali got injured. And so they went with Kofi. Vince was never going to give the belt to Kofi. Vince never wanted Kofi to have that belt. But the fans did.
Why does Roxanne reminds me of AJ Lee? AJ was great at what she did, though. The mannerisms and the style is damn close to a T. BTW, the truth rocks.
Absolutely. Roxanne literally was inspired to wrestle because of AJ Lee. That's literally why she started wrestling. To be like AJ Lee. I'm not even lying. She calls AJ Lee her twin on purpose. So that's where she gets most of her style from, if you really want to think about it. But yeah, think about that for a minute, guys. Kofi Mania was never supposed to happen. It was an accident. Our truth, we want truth, was never supposed to happen. It was an accident. And so I hope Triple H sees what's about to happen. And if I was him, I would do the impossible. Now let's see what he does. Speaking of Roxanne Perez, people are talking about the fact that this girl is heading to the Queen of the Ring. Now, Nikki Bella You can look, but you can't. Nikki Bella came back tonight, and I was curious to know why. She had a segment with Liv Morgan, and in this segment, Nikki Bella told Liv, Roxanne's coming for your boyfriend. She wants to get with the dirty. She wants to get down with the dirty and be the sub to his dom. She wants to submit to the dom. Now, Nikki is not the best promoist. We all know that, but the fact that she just came out and said it was just like, well, thanks. Couldn't be too subtle with that, huh? Yeah, Roxanne's trying to steal everything from Liv Morgan like Liv Morgan stole everything from Rhea Ripley. We see the storyline. We see what they're doing. You didn't need to come out and say that, Nikki. Damn. But yeah, it's looking like they're going through with exactly what I predicted they would do, which is Roxanne is going to get with Dom and most likely probably end up taking Liv's spot.
Who do you think is the mysterious opponent in KOTR? Who do you want it to be?
Oh, that's a good question. Because it's on Raw, right? Well, why not Ilya Dragunov? I just talked about him earlier. I think it will be Ilya Dragunov. I think it's going to be Ilya Dragunov. And I think he's going to go on to lose to Sammy, because I think it's either going to be Cody or Sammy. And I think, for me, if I had to pick of those three, I would go with Sammy. Although Ilya Dragunov, though, man, that would be so cool, though. That would be a good one. But, yeah, Nikki Bella she's bad. She's really bad, because even I was like, you couldn't have made that less subtle, Nikki. We know what the storyline's going to be, but damn. Thanks for that, Nikki. They also did a men's Fatal 4-Way where Sammy won that. That match was great, by the way. All the matches tonight were phenomenal. Great, good, awesome, great wrestling. And this show overall was an excellent episode. Gave you a heartbreaker finish. Gave you a shocking moment with R-Truth. It opened up with John Cena confronting CM Punk. And them setting up their match. Don't know how I feel about it being at Night of Champions. Kinda wish it was at SummerSlam. Because now I'm thinking, alright, if Cena's beating Punk in Saudi Arabia, who the hell is he fighting at SummerSlam? Because I know good and hell well, it's way too early to do him and Cody. I don't see Cody beating him until, what? Survivor Series? If that. So, again, I don't know how it's going to play out, but in my head, in my mind, Sammy wins the tournament. We keep Cody away from Cena a little bit longer. Cena will probably, more than likely, end up fighting R-Truth. And here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with having R-Truth dethrone Cena. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to, you can have Cena win it right back and be an 18-time champ. How about that? I'm cool with that too. Fuck it. I would perfectly be okay if R-Truth beat Cena at SummerSlam, Cena won it right back, and then he's right back on retiring with the belt, and he's retiring as an 18-time champ. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Also, let's talk about LA Knight real quick. LA Knight cost Braun Breaker in that Fatal 4-Way. And the reason why is because it's looking like we're getting ready to do a feud between LA Knight and Seth Rollins. Sounds good to me. Sounds great. I was worried about LA Knight. I was worried that after he did not win that briefcase, I'm like, where do you go from here? To the main event scene. That's where you go. He'll probably end up winning that world title the natural way, which I'm cool with. Other stuff we'll definitely get into. This was a jam-packed episode of Monday Night Raw. The donations are coming in. People got a lot to say. I don't want to keep you waiting any longer. How's about we pay these bills? Let's pay these bills and get right to the nitty-gritty. Get right to the wrestling news. Let's get right to the review. Let me get to the people. You know how this works. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, you're edit! Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership, click that join button, and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks if you would like to donate. After the fact, you can. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram. Give me a follow on Spotify. Give me a follow on Cameo. Give me a follow on Threads. Follow us on Discord. Follow me on Blue Sky, where the skies are clearer. And give me a follow on TikTok, for I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alex guy? Then join the club. Get you an I'm a Just Alex guy t-shirt. High off the press. Also, get you an old school Gillespie t-shirt, get you a new school Alex's World t-shirt, and many, many more t-shirt designs coming your way. So stay tuned, join the cause, expand the brand today right here, and Alex's World. Thank you to the partners of this live stream, Dokkio. Dokkio is an AI program that helps you stay organized with your emails, with your files. If you are disorganized like me, because I tend to be very disorganized because I got a lot of things to take care of, it's good to have an AI program that keeps everything in one spot, so you know what's happening, what new things are coming your way. If this is something that you need, if you need an AI tool that helps you stay organized, then how's about we get a quick word from our partners before we get to some shout out.
This broadcast is partnered by Dokkio. Look, I won't lie to you. I suck at staying organized. I've made so many thumbnails and scripts that I can't even tell you where half of them are anymore. And the worst part, I always realize I need them right in the middle of creating or editing something. I've literally had to recreate entire files from scratch because it was faster than finding the original. And that's where Dokkio comes in. Dokkio is basically an AI personal assistant that finds and collects all your files across multiple platforms, whether it's Google Drive, Dropbox, Gmail, OneDrive, you name it, and it gives you one clean, organized workspace. It doesn't just show you where your files are, it understands what they are and organizes them accordingly. In my case, it's good to have something that organizes my thumbnails, in case I need to go back to reuse them for future broadcasts. So if your digital life is a hot mess like mine, do yourself a favor. Go to trydokkio.com/Alyx. Once you see how fast and easy it is to find your stuff, you won't want to go back. So don't wait. Sign up for Dokkio and get organized today.
Thank you all for joining me for this lovely, lovely live stream. Show your love to the Mod Squad. Ultra. Shine 7, Sterling 7, Shadow 97, Shadow 97, Firestar Heart, Elias, a Demon, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Khalil does everything. Hey, we did Lynn Danger, Teflon Don, the Mod Father, Zeno, Enigma, and of course Big MGM, because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. Please be sure you like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Big shout out to Zeno Enigma. Zeno Enigma has been in charge of my covers, and he's always on it. He's always making sure that they're up to date, that they look crisp, that they look professional, and I owe him a lot. This man deserves all the credit that he doesn't get enough of. So thank you, Zeno Enigma, for continuing to support the channel with your skills and with your art. Super chats are officially on. Get your donations in. Once again, big shout out to 3 Diglets who retained his Super Chat Championship, the World Super Chat Championship, this weekend. at Money in the Bank. Also, big shout out to Drew Usher, who retained his international championship. Now, Drew Usher will be defending his belt once again in 3 weeks. 3 weeks at Night of Champions. Three Diglets, on the other hand, won't be defending his belt until SummerSlam. So, you got plenty of time to save up your money to come for the king. But if you come for the king, you best not miss. You want to know why? Because Three Diglets is the kiss stealing, willing, dealing, son of a gun. I gotta hold down these alligator shoes, kiss the girls, make them cry. Woo! World champion. He's the man. Thank you for being here, bro. Alright, who we got here? Who else we got here in the live chat? Do I see any YouTube members? Let me shout out the YouTube members first. I don't think I see any green yet. Alright, so don't really see any green, so I'm gonna just go ahead and shout out who I see. We got Trey Lucado, Robin Sucks, JJ Who Let the Dogs Out, JJ Bulldog. We also got Dro Davidian, Travis the Gaming Snorlax, aka Travis Cunningham. He says, we're getting Gunther versus Ilya, right? Probably. We'll have to see.
Mr. Iguana could be the mystery man in the KOTR.
We'll talk about Mr. Iguana in a second, because that's actually funny how popular he got. You know, we always talk about, it's all about the in-ring performance. The one that everyone's talking about the most coming out of Worlds Collide is Mr. Iguana. That's funny. I mean, it's WWE. What are you going to do? I see Sean Swaby. Baby! Good to have you here. SD Kai. Now, SD Kai, I remember you saying that you was going to drop 200. Are you planning on doing that at SummerSlam? Or will you do it in 3 weeks at Night of Champions? Trust me when I say this, you're better off doing it at Night of Champions. Because 200 ain't going to cut it with Three Diglets. Unless you want to do more. Now, 200 might win you the title against Drew Usher. Something to think about. Unless you want to drop more. If you want to really go for it, go for it. Go for the title at SummerSlam. But I'm just letting you know, my man, you're better off going for the international title. And I think you want to get a return on that 200, right? And I'm just saying. Anyways. Where was I? James Action Figures Toy Man Tamboro. Did I say that right? Probably not. Rolando Sabio. Jackson with an X, not an S. Let me see. Your goatness, Miss Lauren Biggs, is in the house. Former international champ, Miss Lauren Biggs. Miss Lauren Biggs, will you be going after the international title in 3 weeks? Joe Arredondo, Ratchet Silla, Ro Punk, Raiden, Fight, Brandon Loves Sports TV. Oh my goodness, that's a new one. Brandon says, this makes no sense. Seth is Money in the Bank and 2 heels as champs. It's literally what Triple H loves. So, Miss Lauren Biggs just said, I could drop 5 stacks. Ma'am? Look here. You don't want to challenge Three Diglets like that. Because he wants a challenge. So, if you're going to bring that to the forefront, you better be willing to back it up. Because Three Diglets is like, oh, really? And now everyone's like, do it. Well, wait, SummerSlam, guys, SummerSlam. She got plenty of time. Let her get her bills in line. I low-key think Lauren Biggs is just being nice to everybody, and she could just take these belts anytime she wants. Okay, a couple more. James H. Jordan Williams, good to have you here, Jordan. Someone said Joe Hendry should enter King of the Ring. I would love that. That would get a nice pop. Joe Hendry's that dude that doesn't really need to win, and people will still love him. That's a big character. Bonkers LFC, good to have you here, Bonkers. Last one's going to go to Shadowstar. If I don't say your name, please don't be offended. It's not because I hate you. It is because I got a lot to get to. And this is a long stream already. Thank you all so much. Get your donations in. And because I'm feeling generous today, I'm not turning off live chat donations. So whenever you donate, it'll play. It will play for you. But please be sure that you like the video. But also give me your grades. Give me your scores. How we feeling about Raw tonight? Because I personally feel like this was an excellent episode. That's just me. Now, we can disagree on that. You can come forward with your opinions on it. So, let me get to some wrestling news really quickly before we get to Monday Night Raw, because there were some things that happened. So, there was a certain wrestler by the name of Mr. Iguana. Mr. Iguana, who appeared at Worlds Collide. And he got so popular, he basically caught so many people's attention from that stream. For the record, the Worlds Collide pay-per-view, PLE, that aired on YouTube, did 4 million views. It did 4 million views. That's a lot of views. And counting, by the way. Because people are going back and watching it over and over and over again. So, he got the attention of a lot of people. Rightfully so. And they're already thinking about calling him up. As in moving him up to the main roster full-time. Now, I'm cool with that. We might need to move some other people up with him to work his style. Because that's kind of been my issue with people like Phoenix and Dragon Lee. They're both amazing wrestlers, but there's only a few people that can work their style. Right? Dragon Lee had an excellent match on NXT because he was working with people that know his style. Right? We don't have that. We don't see that a lot. So if you're going to bring up Mr. Iguana, fine, but give him people that can work his style. And if you do that, I'm cool with it. But yeah, there is talks about bringing him up. Triple H was in the news because he decided to get on that press conference, the press scrum after Money in the Bank, and insinuate the following. He was asked about R-Truth's return. And Triple H said the following. I love the question. You enjoying the show? All a part of the show, man. He insinuated that it was a work. It was a work the entire time. That R-Truth pretending to be released was just to get you guys to care about him and then do the character shit. Oh, we were never going to let him go. We just did that to fool the dirt sheets. Look here. It goes without saying that Triple H hates the dirt sheets. He hates it. He hates Dave Meltzer. He hates PW Insider. He hates Fightful Select. He hates it. And the reason why he hates it is because he hates anything that can take over the narrative. He wants to be in control of telling the story and telling the fans how to think. And what happens a lot of times is when Fightful Select or any of these people drop their stories, it takes them out of what's happening. And see, on NXT, Triple H had that. Triple H had more of a say on how things happen, right? And so he wants to get back to that, where he feels like he can control the narrative. And people don't know what's happening until it happens, right? He loves it that way. With Fightful Select, PW Insider, nothing's a surprise anymore. And he hates that. So, of course, when an opportunity like this comes up, he's going to say, it was a work. Duh. And I don't think that was the right way to go about it. Now, point blank, I don't give a fuck. If it was a work, cool. You fooled us. You fooled the locker room, and you masterfully got people to care about R-Truth in a way that worked for your storytelling. If it was a work. But at the same time, if it wasn't a work, they made a mistake, they rectified it. Good on them. So I really don't care either way. That being said, we know it wasn't a work. We know it wasn't a work. So just say that, yeah, we released them because we made a bad call. We looked at R-Truth and thought he wasn't anybody special. It was a Mick Carter that hasn't been winning matches, and he was 53 years old. Right? And so we thought it was a safe person to cut, especially since we were paying him a lot of money. They made a mistake. They cut him. His tweet, his post alone did over 20 million views. Impressions. People were chanting, "We want truth." You reverse course. Be transparent about it. That's my thing. Be transparent. Just come out and say, we messed up and we made it right. We listened to you. Right? That's what happened. They listened to the fans and gave them what they wanted. So this idea that it was all the work, that's just Triple H once again showing his hatred for the dirt sheets. He hates the dirt sheets. He cannot stand the fact that they expose too much. And so he's always going to try to, stick it to them. That's what that is. But we all know the truth. We know the truth that Triple H ultimately made a mistake. And him not just outright saying it honestly makes him look bad. If I'm being honest with you, it makes him look bad. But that's just moi. And I think the only thing left to talk about is the fact that WrestleMania will once again be in Las Vegas next year. And yes, Allegiant Stadium, same spot. You are going to have to pay the exact same prices. $1,500 minimum to go. Look, I think the reason why they're doing this, and it's not a good excuse, quite frankly, it makes me sick to my stomach that they're even going back here. I feel like, and I'm not even saying New Orleans was a good spot either. They went to New Orleans too much too. New Orleans got way too many WrestleManias as it is. But if you were ever going to do WrestleMania in a different spot, it really should have been London. London was the spot to do it. And they're open. Here's the thing. London wants to have them. London wants to have them. So I'm pretty sure they made a bid towards them. Who pays more, though? Who pays more? Las Vegas. So that's the main reason they're going back. But I feel like, again, just spitballing, the reason why they're going back to Las Vegas is because I do think The Rock's going to be there this time. And I'm not trying to get your hopes up for a Rock and Roman match, but there was a side of me that feels like originally they went to Las Vegas because they wanted The Rock there. And The Rock was going to have a big time match with Cody Rhodes, probably, right? For the world title. And then that was going to dovetail into a match against Roman Reigns at the next WrestleMania. So I think now they're basically going back to that. They're just pushing everything forward. And so what was originally going to be Rock and Cody this year is not going to happen next year. That's why I think we're going back to Las Vegas. Because Rock wanted that match this year. But then Disney said, yeah, Rock, we need to do some rewrites. We need to do some rewrites because these live action films aren't doing so well, so we're gonna have to have you not wrestle, and we pay your bills, and since The Rock is literally the highest paid actor in Hollywood, and since look, Rock is a businessman first. And as much as I love WWE, that Hollywood money is different. You hear me? See, WWE isn't broke. But if you see how much these celebrities get paid for doing these movies, even when they don't do well at all, case in point, do you know how much Robert Downey Jr. made off of the Avenger films? $20 million a film. I'm not joking you. $20 million. Scarlett Johansson as well. Chris Evans as well. They made $20 million off of those Avenger films. And that's Robert Downey Jr. The Rock is the highest paid actor in Hollywood. So you know his contract. You know his Hollywood contract is ridiculous. So I'm probably thinking, probably around there, honestly. Probably around $25 million a movie. Man. I'm just saying. That Hollywood money's different. So Rock probably got paid a lot of money to not show up. And that's when The Rock just said, you know what? I'm just not going to be here, especially since we're not turning Cody Rhodes heel. Because I want to fight heel Cody Rhodes so I can be the babyface. You know that's true, right? Oh, you know that's true. You know The Rock wants to corrupt Cody. This is The Rock for you. The Rock wants to corrupt Cody Rhodes. And then he wants to be the guy to beat him. Doesn't that sound like The Rock? That sounds like The Rock, right? And the reason why I say that is because I've seen the reports on how he was working with execs when he was Black Adam. Because originally Black Adam, who was a villain against Shazam, originally it was going to be him in a Shazam movie. But now, because of what Black Adam did, he tried to leverage his position to be a main villain for Superman. Henry Cavill's Superman, to be exact. That's what The Rock does. The Rock's not going to be involved in something unless he's at the forefront. So the only way we're going to get The Rock back is if he's fighting for the world title. Or he's involved in a main event storyline. And in this case, he wants to corrupt Cody Rhodes. So, unless the storyline is, I get to turn Cody Rhodes heel, you're not going to see him. Colin, what's your question, man? Ask your question. I got you. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and move things along. That's the news for now. And Colin, I will get to your question as soon as you ask it. Let's talk about it. Monday Night Raw. Perhaps one of their best episodes all year. If I'm being honest with you, this episode was excellent. Top to bottom. I really love this episode. Phoenix, Arizona. Great crowd. Duh, Phoenix, Arizona. Why would it not be a great crowd? PHX Arena sold that baby out. Sold out to the brim. Great crowd, by the way. Best way to open up is with John Cena. John Cena, of course, is coming out after losing on Saturday in his tag match. But he's reminding people that he's got 18 more days left. 18 more days left. Colin asked me, Jay White or Hangman Page saves AEW. I guess Hangman, but I don't think it's either one of them. I think it's going to be Darby Allin. But anyways, CM Punk comes out to confront John Cena after he made the announcement that he has 18 days left. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, wow, we're already beginning the build to SummerSlam? This is going to be quick. That was quick. We got plenty of time. No, Punk comes out and Cena basically challenges him to a match at Saudi Arabia. And that made me go, ugh, Jesus Christ. But I will say this promo was actually really, really good. I thought Punk got in some zingers. He asked John if he's comfortable and says he wants him to be comfortable because there are a lot of things he wants to get off his chest. Hey, nice callback to 2011. He's prepared to have this conversation with his fists, but one way or another, he will listen to everything he has to say. It's ironic, isn't it? Cena strapped up the Boy Scout, saying he's going to ruin the establishment that made him who he is. And Punk, the guy that's the outcast, seemingly defining what it is to be straight edge. He's defending the establishment. What world are we living in? The more things change, the more they stay the same. He's not defending the establishment. He's not standing TKO or trying to save billionaires. Message! He's here for the people. For the people. Is John made because the establishment picked him, but the people never did? I don't know why they said made, but is John mad is what it was supposed to say. Is John mad because the establishment picked him, but the people never did? And they chose CM Punk to be the voice of the voiceless. He says, you don't get the best? Cody is the best. And you won because he chose chivalry. You want a brown nose, the final boss? Got that shot in at The Rock. These people are his boss. And he says, I never went for the world title because it corrupted me like it's corrupting you. But these people want the truth, and they're going to get Ron Killings. Nice. That was nice. Like how they typed that in. But then he brought up something that was interesting. He brought up Elimination Chamber, where he said when John Cena almost beat him, well, let me put it this way. Let me go back. When John Cena capitalized on Seth Rollins doing the curb stop on CM Punk, and while he was choking him out, he said, I'm sorry. And the reason why he said he was sorry was because he knew it was wrong. He knows what he's doing is wrong. And so Punk wants to put him out of his misery. He says, you have 18 dates? Then why don't you let me take that belt off of you tonight on one of those dates? And then Cena's all like, well, before I get to Cena, I love that he did a callback to the Red Sox and New York Yankees. So, in 2011, one of my favorite promos that Punk cut on Cena was that promo where he was signing the contract with Vince McMahon. He was supposed to re-sign with WWE, right? Sign that contract. And Cena came out, and Punk cut a scathing promo on him. And then he doesn't sign the contract. Cena hits him. But in that promo, he calls John Cena the New York Yankees. And so all of this was just calling back to their past promos, and that's why I loved it. But then John Cena said, one final match, the best in the world versus the greatest of all time. He says, let's do it, but not tonight. Saudi Arabia. And they looked at him and said, if you want this title, you're going to have to come to Saudi Arabia. Now, this is a big deal. Huge deal. You want to know why this is a big deal? Because CM Punk has come out and said he hates going to Saudi Arabia. I don't remember the tweet or when it was posted, but WWE went to Saudi Arabia and CM Punk, in no uncertain terms, said that they're taking blood money. So, John Cena is calling his bluff. Are you going to take this blood money, CM Punk? Well, you're going to have to if you want this title shot. Wow. That was a good promo. I'm disappointed that we're not doing this match at SummerSlam. This should be the SummerSlam main event. Imagine if they were doing CM Punk and John Cena. Now, we can still get this. Something can happen at Night of Champions. CM Punk gets screwed over, and then we run it back. SummerSlam. We run it back. But, yeah, I don't know. This being the match that they're doing in 3 weeks, I don't know. It kind of makes it feel obvious that Cena's going to reign. We've all known that Cena was going to win regardless, but like they're making it too obvious, right? almost too obvious. Give me your thoughts about that. Should this match be happening at Night of Champions, or do you think it should be happening at SummerSlam? AJ Styles beats Chad Gable, because why not? Everybody beats Chad Gable. Chad Gable is one of the best wrestlers on the planet, and yet he can't win a title or a goddamn match. But regardless, I'm proud to be an American and a big Chad Gable fan. Thank you! We'll have to see what they do. Chad needs to win the title, man. AJ Styles is probably going to be involved with Sammy, Jey, because he did say he wants to go after Paul Heyman, but he also has his eyes on the IC title against Dominic Mysterio, so we shall see about that. Kairi Sane, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez fail for a way to determine who goes to the Queen of the Ring. Queen of the Wing. Queen of the Wing? Queen of the Wing. Queen of the Ring. Quarterfinals at Saudi Arabia. So, throughout the match, you see Roxanne legit trying to help Liv. She's trying to be her friend. Double teaming Rhea, double teaming Kairi. They were working together. She even took some shots for Liv. Did some saves for Liv. That's the story of the match. She's trying to win Liv's respect. And Rhea is a monster, because it's Rhea Ripley. And she almost won the match. Rhea almost won, but then Raquel Rodriguez said, nah. Played Matumbo. Nah. And she attacked Rhea, took her out the match, leaving Kairi Sane, Liv, and Roxanne. Now, Liv is down. Kairi goes for the insane elbow, and after hitting it, Roxanne rolls up Kairi and pins her 1, 2, 3. Roxanne wins the match. She goes on to Queen of the Ring. I approve of this. Liv Morgan saw that and went, bitch, I know what you're doing. I clocked your shit a long time ago, because I made this game. We go backstage, we see Roxanne talking to the boys, and you see Dom talking to Roxanne, and you see Liv walk in and go, I know what's happening. I'm not stupid, because guess what? I did this. How I got him is how I'm going to lose him. Yeah, that's how it works. How you get him is how you lose him. So last year, Liv took everything away from Rhea. Well, this year, Roxanne's going to take everything away from Liv. Roxanne ain't shit. But she fine as hell, though. That's good. I love it. I love this for Roxanne. I'm glad that she's being pushed hard. I had a feeling she would be. I had a feeling. Excuse me. I had a feeling that when she was called up, that she was going to get a massive push. And quite frankly, if they wanted to, they could actually have her win the women's title. Have her beat Io Sky. And I'd be fine with it. They have the group to support her. Why not? Maybe they will have her do what Liv did. Like, go all the way with it and give Liv a taste of her own medicine. Now, just so we're clear, I don't have Roxanne winning the tournament. That's Jade Cargill. We'll talk about her on Saturday, whenever I do my SmackDown review. Becky Lynch. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the man. So, Becky Lynch comes out with the IC title, the women's IC title. Says that it's the most prestigious belt because she's holding it, as you should basically expect her to say. And she calls out Lyra because she was disrespectful in how she rose her arm. She almost broke her arm and she wasn't happy. And by the way, she hurt her. She went crazy after, she lost and did what she was supposed to do. And so she called out Lyra again, told Lyra to get her bitch ass out here and do it right this time. So Lyra comes out and she's seething. She's like, what's I'm trying to think. Who she remind me of? She's like, oh man, I got a reference in my head. It'll come to me. It's a good reference too. Anyway, she's coming out. She's angry. And I already, when she was taking her time to go out to the ring, I'm like, where's Bayley? And the crowd went crazy. And I'm like, here she comes. Boom. Bayley attacks her from behind. Loved it. Big pop for Bayley. She whipped Becky's ass. And Becky got the fuck out of there. Big pop for Bayley. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready. So Lyra looked confused. So this is a three-way. Lyra didn't know what was happening. I love it. I had a feeling that when they did this, it was either going to be a three-way, or they were going to have Lyra finish her feud with Becky, and then we'll do Becky and Bayley. Now, I think the plan is to get Becky and Bayley to SummerSlam. That's ultimately the goal. So I wouldn't be surprised if they give the belt back to Lyra in the meantime. But I'm happy she's back. This is what I've been waiting for. This is about to feed families. Bayley and Becky are about to feed families with their feud. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I think ultimately, when we get to the promos of this feud, when they start having Bayley and Becky cut those promos on each other, you know Bayley's going to be able to get some of them real feelings out. I don't know if you guys saw her interview with Chris Van Vliet, where she talked about how part of the reason why she feels like she's not going anywhere, why she's stuck in a certain spot, in a certain position with WWE, is because she's nice. She's always doing what she's told. And so I'm hoping, now that she's back, we get a little bit of that grit. We see a little bit of that serious Bayley. And I think the reason why she's having this feud with Becky is so we can get that out of her. Right? Becky brought out the best in Lyra. Lyra, to me, has gotten better because of working with Becky. I think Becky's going to do the exact same thing with Bayley. I've been waiting for Bayley to have a feud that I can sink my teeth into. She hasn't had one since Io Sky. Since Damage Control, quite frankly. Well, after Damage Control, she was cold as ice. And so now we finally have a feud where I'm like, give it to me. I wants it. I likes it. And I wants it. Reference. Guess where that show's from. Anyways, that's going to be great. I'm excited about that. The sad part about her return, it was overshadowed. It was overshadowed within seconds because R-Truth came out. R-Truth came out and hopped on that desk and took that mask off. And people was like, who's Bayley? Bayley who? Bayley who? It reminds me of that segment with Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. I still remember it to this day. Paul Heyman was next to Brock. Brock said, Paul, come over here. Paul's like, yes, sir. Knock, knock. Paul was like, the fuck? For real? Knock, knock joke? I thought I said it all. Okay, Brock, who's there? And then he goes, Bobby. Bobby who? Exactly. And that's how I feel about Bayley. It's just like, Bayley who? After that R-Truth segment, because nobody was talking about Bayley's return. And I feel bad for her. Because we've been looking forward to it. We were like, when is Bayley going to come back? And then she comes back, and now no one's talking about it because of R-Truth. But anyways, let me get to this R-Truth promo, because it was fantastic. It was so good. So R-Truth comes back, gets on the announcer table, takes off the mask, crowd goes crazy. We want truth. R-Truth tells the crowd on no uncertain terms, don't let them tell you that you don't matter. He tells us that their voices is what got him back. He says they listened, they heard, they felt, and they understood. He is back because of the crowd. He is back because of all of us. And for himself too. Not only did they bring truth back, they got the real him as well. He talks about how they all love R-Truth. He does too. But R-Truth can be too funny. R-Truth can be too nice. And too forgiving. Not him. He wishes you would. I love that line. He wishes a mother... Okay, you know that's what he wanted to say. I wish a mother would. You know that. He said, he wish you would. That was good. And he feels different. Alive. And for anyone that thinks he's a lie or some sideshow act, a gimmick, pulls out some scissors. And I said, don't do it. Don't you do it. That man pulled out them scissors, grabbed those dreads. I said, oh no. Snip, snip, snip. Cut him off. I said, oh, the agony. I couldn't do it. I took so long to grow this out, y'all. Oh, I'm cutting my dreads. Oh man. I was stunned. The crowd was like, what the fuck? Everyone was like shocked that he did that, right? Like literal holy shit chant started. And then he gets to the microphone and says, the truth has set him free. He says Ron Killings is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now put some respect, not respect, but some respect on his name. In my opinion, the best promo he's cut in his entire career. This is better than any of his TNA promos. Yes, I said that. Incredible. This feels like his final form. This is like the culmination of all his gimmicks. K-Quick, heel R-Truth, unfunny R-Truth, serious R-Truth, and then crazy loony R-Truth. This is the combination of all that. I've been growing my dreads since 2012, y'all. And this is how they are when they're cut. Because they used to be all the way down here. Then I cut them. I might have to cut them again. Anyways, that doesn't matter. My thing is this, man. This promo was incredible. When it was over with, I felt like I just got done watching something special. And I know it's not going to happen. He's 53 years old. But man, how awesome would it be if they had R-Truth beat John Cena for the world title? If he's the one that ended Cena's reign. Not Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, sure. We know he's going to be the guy. He's the chosen one. But fuck. Man, how awesome would it be if it was R-Truth? I'm just saying that's the guy that no one saw coming. The guy that is not taken seriously, that's been a joke for half a decade, that always lost his matches, that hasn't won a title in forever. What if that's the one to end the reign? That's the one to beat the greatest of all time. Come on, bro. Come on, Triple H. I know. He's 53 years old. You don't want to put the strap on someone that is on his way out the door anyways. They said that this is his final contract. So how long this contract lasts, once it's over with, he's out the door. That's it. He's retiring. But man, I don't know. I feel like, for me, it would be more appropriate for a John Cena, who calls himself the greatest of all time, to lose the belt to someone you don't think he would ever lose the belt to. You expect him to lose the belt to Cody Rhodes. You expect him to lose the belt to CM Punk. You expect him to lose the belt to a Roman Reigns. You expect him to lose the belt to an LA Knight. You expect him to lose the belt to a Seth Rollins. You expect him to lose the belt to a Gunther. You expect him to lose the belt to a Jey Uso. You expect him to lose the belt to an already established main event player. Nobody expects him to lose the belt to R-Truth. That's why I think he should. I mean, even Sami Zayn. Okay, that's someone you expect John Cena to lose the belt to. Okay, I'm gonna get off my high horse. I know I'm speaking in fantasy. I'm fantasy booking. It's not gonna happen, but still, man, that'd be so cool. That would be so goddamn cool. For real, for real. Fatal 4-way. Bron Breakker. Dominic Mysterio, Penta, and Sami Zayn. This is for the King of the Ring, men's King of the Ring. This match was great. Chaotic. Love seeing LA Knight, yeah, let me talk to you, come out and attack Bron Breakker, who, by the way, was a beast in this match. These flying super spears are incredible, by the way. Love them. But Sami Zayn does win, and he ends up going to Saudi Arabia. Now, as of right now, my pick to win is Cody Rhodes, because that just feels right. Cody Rhodes wins. He goes on to fight John Cena at SummerSlam. What if they have Sami win? And I'm going to keep going down this rabbit hole. Sami's my number 2. He's my second place to win. If they have Sami win this, then that opens up the possibility of him beating Gunther for the world title at SummerSlam and then Seth cashing in. And Cody doesn't need it. Does Cody need this tournament? I don't think he does. So, I would love it if Sami won this tournament. I just think Cody's going to win it. Even though Cody doesn't need it, if I'm being honest with you. Something with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory getting into arguments and breaking up off screen or something like that. The New Day is basically saying, hey, we'll defend these belts when it matters. We're not going to be defending these belts just because we're going to be defending them when it matters. Looking forward to that. Asuka's coming back. They did a video package of Asuka making her return next week. And she's in a fatal 4-way involving Stephanie Vaquer. Oh my goodness, Stephanie Vaquer. Ooh, that's hard. Well, if Jade Cargill's gonna win, I don't want her beating Stephanie. But I don't want her beating Asuka either. Man. So, I'm thinking, because Charlotte's on SmackDown. That's interesting. We'll see what they do. If the finals is Asuka versus Jade Cargill, that's going to complicate things. Well, Jade would definitely still beat Asuka, but do you want that when Asuka just got back? So, we'll see. We'll play that one by ear. It's going to get messy. Who would I marry? Stephanie Vaquer, Roxanne Perez, both. Polyamorous relationship. I marry them both. Oh boy. Your favorite segment, ladies and gentlemen. Nikki Bella. You can look, but you can't. Nikki Bella comes back. And she was backstage talking to Io Sky. And then Io Sky said, you paved the way for me. Why you always lying? Why you always lying? My God. That's what I did in my head. I'm just like, you told a lie. The devil is a lie. I don't give a fried chicken fuck what they think. Ain't no way on God's green planet that Nikki Bella paved the way for these women. Get the fuck out of here. Nikki, you are a reality TV star like Liv Morgan said. Popular. Hall of Famer? But whatever. It's not my company. But you lying. If you honestly think you paved the way for women. Why you always... Where's Three Diglets at? Three Diglets. Hit him with it. Why you always lying? Why you always lying? My God. Stop fucking lying. Okay, Anyways, Nikki Bella got on the microphone. It was terrible. Oh my god, the Bella Army. Oh my god, Evolution 2. Megan. And then she called Stephanie Vacquer. I would have cut her fucking mic off. I would have said, get the fuck off that microphone. Shut the fuck up. Don't you say another goddamn word. Stephanie Vacquer? The fuck is that, bitch? Have you even watched one episode of Monday Night Raw? Aren't you a legend, Nikki? But you can't get people's names right? Stephanie Vacquer, the fuck up! Why couldn't y'all make Trish Stratus come back, bro? Like, couldn't this been Trish Stratus? Stephanie Vacquer can't even get her name said right by fucking Brie, Nikki fucking Bella. Anyways, Liv Morgan went out there, and Liv Morgan said, shut the fuck up, you're just a reality TV star. I said, yes! Get her, Liv, eat her ass up. Pause. But Liv does come out. She's mad, and she yells at Nikki and says, I was a world champ all last year, breaking records as tag champ, and Licky Nikki is lucky because Liv wasn't around when she was the long-term champ, because if she was, she wouldn't be a legend right now. Like, legit facts. If this Liv Morgan was around during Nikki's run, she wouldn't have even touched that belt. Just saying. Morgan says she realizes she didn't mention her because she's jealous that she has everything Nikki doesn't. Nikki didn't mention Liv's name in all that tirade. She has respect, a championship, and then Nikki, she took offense to this. Like, real talk, she took an offense to this. Liv Morgan looked at her and said, I have respect, I have a championship, and I got a man. I said, ooh, that was personal. Y'all know that Nikki's divorced now, right? It was a big fat breakup, abusive relationship. It was bad. But like, I got a man. And, you know, Nikki Bella was like, okay, look, I get this is scripted, but y'all didn't need to go there. Nikki was like, hey, I didn't know I didn't know we were doing low blows like that. Like, goddamn, like, shit, I get it, but damn. You know, like, for real, like, Nikki was actually, like, taken back. She was like, hey, goddamn, okay, you're right, but fuck. And then Nikki just basically spoiled the storyline. She's like, oh, I ain't got a man? Well, Roxanne's gonna leave Dominic Mysterio. Well, Roxanne's gonna leave. God damn it. Now I can't even get it right because I'm talking about Nikki Bella. Let me try that again. I just pulled a Nikki Bella. She's like, well, Dominic Mysterio's gonna leave you for Roxanne Perez. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I was like, thanks, Nikki. Thanks for that. We kind of already saw that coming, but goddamn. And you know when she said that, when Nikki said, Roxanne's gonna take your man, she looked at them like, yeah. Goddamn, I'm good. I got her, guys. Zinger, yeah. You saw her, right? She's like, Roxanne's gonna take your man. Yeah, look at me. I'm so good. I got her, right? Booyah! Stop it. Anyways, Liv basically told her, you're nothing but a reality TV star. And then Nikki was all like, bitch, what you say? And then she basically turns back around and gives her the oblivion. Basically. And I think what's happening here is that we're building to Bella Twins versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the tag team titles. WWE, just do it. Just get it over with. Just rip the band-aid off. Just rip it off. We all know they want to give the Bella Twins one last run with those tag team titles. Just get it over with. Just get it over with. No, nobody wants it. Too fucking bad. You're gonna get it. You're gonna like it. Whether you like it or not, you're gonna like it. If I have to suffer through one last fucking run with the Bella Twins as tag team champs, so do you. We're gonna get more terrible fucking promos from Nikki Bella telling everybody that she paved the way. Paved the way to what? Shit. And I swear to God, if I ever hear that terrible ass theme song, I'm gonna rip my ears off. Just get over with. Just matter of fact, can we just do it now? Fuck it. Just do the match next week. Do it next week. Have Brie Bella come out and be like, we want a shot at them titles, and then they win them. Just do it now, and then they can drop it to Liv and Raquel at Evolution. They can go away. How about that? Sounds good? Cool. Give them their fucking run so they can get the fuck away. Main event. I'm moving on. Jey Uso versus Gunther. World title match, main event. Possibilities of what could have happened. Now, this match, first off, let me just say this. This match was excellent. Anyone saying that Jey Uso can't have a good match, you're lying to yourself. He's had classic matches. He's always had classic matches. Singles and, of course, tag team with his brother, Jimmy. But this was a excellent match. And the drama was tight from beginning to end. And you could just tell that it was heading towards a bad finish when Jey Uso was dominating a good portion of the match. He dominated the first half. And then, of course, his injuries kicked in because he went in injured. Multiple tsunamis. He's been hurt for a while. And Gunther told him, hey, bitch, if you keep trying to save your friends, I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to take your world title from you. Guess what happened? So the second half of the match is basically Gunther taking advantage of his injuries. Jey tries to fight. It's no good. Gunther is completely whipping his ass. Gunther is wiping the floor with him. And Jey tries to fight, get some combats. He's hitting the spears. He's hitting the splashes. Gunther's kicking out of all of them. There was a moment towards the end. Honestly, it was probably the sleeper. But I believe it was when Jey went for the Uso splash and then missed. And then he started like really grabbing at his guts. And then Gunther hooked in his sleeper. He hooked in his sleeper. And as soon as he hooked in the sleeper, my gut said, that's it. This is over with. Now, that ending sequence went about a good 5 minutes. Jey Uso grabbed the ropes. Jey Uso's fighting. Gunther pulls him up the ropes, drags him back to the center of the ring, keeps choking him. And Jey Uso continues to fight. He's still fighting. And then Gunther once again pulls him back. And then Jey Uso reverses it into his own sleeper. Right? And you're like, oh, there it is. See? He's going to be all right. And then Gunther counters it back into his sleeper. And then he grapevines him. And there was a moment right before the bell rung where Jey passes out. And the crowd's like, no, don't do it. Oh my God. It's like time stopped for like 5 seconds. Everything froze. And the crowd's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then the bell got rung. Referee called for the bell. And the crowd was stunned. Gunther beats Jey Uso and wins back the world title. Jey Uso held the belt for a total amount of 51 days. And that crowd was pissed. That was a heartbreaker. That hurt me. That hurt me because I'm going to be real with you. Even though I knew, A&B Combos, by the way, just showed up. Good to have you two here. Remember back in April when we did our WrestleMania preview and predictions, I predicted that Jey Uso was not going to hold the belt for long. I said, don't expect him to hold it past it. Don't expect him to hold it past SummerSlam. I said that. I said, do not expect him to hold it past SummerSlam. And I even said, don't be surprised if he drops the belt to Logan Paul. Here's the good news. He didn't drop it to Logan Paul. Here's the bad news. He didn't hold it to SummerSlam. He dropped it 51 days later, back to Gunther. At least they protected him. At least they protected him. And A said, don't you put that evil on us. A, at least it wasn't Logan Paul. That's all I'm going to say. At the very least, it wasn't Logan Paul. But this hurt. But it was a good kind of hurt. You know, it made people want to tune in to see what happens. So, I don't know where this goes. But I can tell you right now, Jey Uso is probably going to be a different character going forward. Because Gunther was right. Jey had a lot of heart, and it lost him the belt. Jey's showing heart. He reaches the top, but he can't be a sustained champion. Same thing happened to him when he won the IC title. He lost it weeks later. Same thing happened to him when he won the world title. He can't hold the belt because he's too nice. So he's going to have to get an edge. He's going to have to get an edge to him now. That's where they're going with this character. And it sucks for him. But now the question is, who beats Gunther? He's your world champion again. Do we give the belt back to Jey at SummerSlam? We could. We could. Or do we go with someone else? Like a Sami Zayn? Or do we do Goldberg? Hey, come on. Some of y'all thought about it. Yes, we are doing Goldberg and Gunther at Saturday Night's main event in July. That is the plan. So, how funny would it be? How funny would it be if Goldberg beat Gunther for the world title? Just saying. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Real talk, though. I don't see Gunther holding this past SummerSlam. I think he's dropping the belt to somebody at SummerSlam. It would be really cool if it's Sammy. Or maybe Ilya Dragunov. Now, whether or not he holds the belt past SummerSlam doesn't matter. He's fighting Ilya Dragunov when they get to Paris. When they get to Paris, they're going to be doing Ilya Dragunov and Gunther. Ilya Dragunov is my pick to enter that Fatal 4-Way next week as a mystery opponent, and he'll probably win it. But we'll see. Yeah, I think Jey Uso is definitely going to have a darker persona now. Because, I'm sorry, like, think about it this way. Both of his championship runs, the IC title run and the world title run, were both short. They were both short. If he keeps acting this way, he's just setting himself up for failure. So the next time Jey Uso goes for a belt, I can't lie to you, I honestly do think, this is just my opinion, I honestly do think it's going to be as a darker character. I'm not saying it's going to be a heel, but he's not going to be the same Jey Uso. He's going to have an edge to him, and he should. He should. So, man, that ending though, that took a lot of balls, massive balls on Triple H's part. Because I already know there are some people in the back that were like, what the fuck, bro? You cut his legs from under him. But no, like Triple H, he's a believer that heels should have the champs. Heels should be champs. Heels have the best runs. Look at his NXT run. The people who had the longest runs were the heels, not the babyfaces. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Babyfaces do not have long runs under Triple H. He doesn't like... I'm not saying he doesn't like babyface champions because Cody Rhodes, but no, he's a big believer that heels should have long runs and babyfaces should not. So, Io Sky, So we'll have to see who wins the women's tournament. I think Jay's gonna win the women's tournament, and they'll do Jade versus Tiffany Stratton, and then Naomi will cash in. But I have a feeling that, because I'm thinking, since SmackDown's going to win the Queen of the Ring tournament, that means we need to find an opponent for Io Sky. I think we're going to get back to Rhea and Io Sky. They're just going to do Rhea and Io Sky. Probably. So we'll see. We'll definitely see how that goes. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Give me your thoughts down below. I'm curious to know how you guys felt about the show. Big shout out to A&B Combos. I thought I lost them. Honestly, I did not expect to see them for the rest of the night. If I'm being honest with you. I'm being real with you. After seeing the crash out, the massive crash out that A&B had, I thought that was it. I thought they were like, nope. Don't ever call us back here. That's it for wrestling.
In the words of Booker T in Booker T voice, Jey needs to come back with some dirt under the fingernails. His story can't end like this.
Oh yeah, he's gonna come back with a darker personality. He's got to. Thank you for that donation, A&B. I do appreciate you guys contributing with your donations. It's always good to see people support the channel. I gotta stomp for them really quickly. Let me stomp for A&B. Well, let this super chat go through. Hold up. I saw that super chat coming in.
Rikishi crashing out in a podcast in 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah, I'll be here to talk about that. That's gonna be a video on its own. But let's stop for him really quickly. The premier reaction channel here in the YouTube space. Say hello to A&B Combos Wrestling Edition. And the reason why I'm shouting them out is because they just hit the big 30K, 30,000 subscribers. Give it up to them. 30K, 30K. And now it's onward to 40K. Y'all might catch up to me. I'm serious. Y'all might catch up to me. Y'all might literally hit 50K before I do. Because y'all surpassed. I don't know how y'all did it. But y'all zit past 20,000 to 30K. It's like y'all literally hit 20K like a few months ago. And you grew 10,000 in a couple of months. That's incredible. So, y'all might surpass me. But I'm on my way to 50K. I'm almost there though. We can hit 50K by SummerSlam. We'll hit 50K by SummerSlam. We're going to do it. Let me check out your scores. Let me check out your grades for the show. Let me see. It's Ron Killings, not R-Truth. Wrong. It's Ron R-Truth Killings. Get right. Get right, sir. Let me see here. Miss Lauren Bates. So it looks like Jade versus Naomi at SummerSlam. I'm down for that. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade. Naomi cashes in. And probably wins with Bianca's help. That's what I predict. Let me see here. What else we got?
I know it won't happen, but let me fantasy book for 2026. Killings wins the Rumble, challenges Cena for WWE title at WM Night 2 Me. 1 against Cena and Cody wins against Killings at SummerSlam.
Is Cody the heel? Because I hope you realize you do that. Killings is going to be a babyface. So does The Rock succeed in turning Cody heel? Just saying. I'm for it. I'm just asking the questions here. If we're gonna do that, that would definitely be something that you should consider. Still at the do. By the way, how we liking the music? You guys notice I got new music. Sorry about that. That's on me. That's me right there. Y'all ignore that. Y'all ignore that.
This is a test super chat message.
And they know what the fuck it is. Shut the fuck up. Well, he's supposed to be doing that. Anyways, where was I? I'm trying to turn up the volume on this music because I don't like. I think it's kind of quiet. Y'all think it's quiet? Sounds a little quiet. 1 second. I think I can. Probably because it is quiet. Let me do that.
In that case, then Seth wins using MITB cash in.
Fair enough. We'll go with that. Yeah, that's a bit better. The volume on that is so much better. And let me know if these super chats are too quiet, by the way. I think there was one more that was too quiet. Let me find it. It is this one. I don't want to make them too loud. Alright. Just trying to pick the right volumes for these super chats. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. Let me see here. Where is Kaiser? Ludwig Kaiser. Where is Kaiser? Having a good time with his wife, a girlfriend, where the fuck? Are they married or are they in a relationship? Charlotte Flair said, "Is that why Kaiser was in my DMs?" You know Shy was wrong for that. Get these likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Get these likes up. Why you always lying? I'm gonna sing that every time. Nikki Bella shows up talking about, I paved the way. Why you always lying? Why you always lying? Man. Sorry. B, I'm childish, B. I'm sorry. I'm very childish. I'll stop. I promise. Not a WWE topic, but did you see the news of Warner Brothers splitting into two companies? I did see that. I didn't read into it, though.
Hit that like button, thumbs up.
A&B combos coming through. They right. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Showing me love. I appreciate it, A&B. Ronwell Nogales is getting... Well, yeah, y'all. Don't get on Ronwell for fantasy booking. Let him film fantasy book. Let him fantasy book. He's just having some fun. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Carlene Williams says, Alyx, I wouldn't mind if the Bellas win the belts. Well, I'm glad you don't mind because they're going to win the belts. Get used to it. Liv and Raquel aren't really doing anything with the belts. Right, and the Bella twins will. Great. Got to hear Nikki Bella get Stephanie oh my god. Vacqua's name. Nikki Bella's called her Stephanie Vacqua. I was like, turn her mic off right now. I can't believe no one's talking about Natalya being the longest catering champ. Hey, Lauren, not too much. Not too much on my girl Natalya. She watches the stream. She's a fan. She watches the stream. Not too much. I'm just messing with you, but not too much. Only if Bree stepped up her in-ring game. The last time she wrestled, it was cringe. They all wrestle in cringe matches because the Bella Twins suck. Sorry. They're not good. The Bella Twins are not good. We agree that the Bella Twins suck, right? They're booty cheeks. Yes, they have booty cheeks, but like they literally are booty cheeks. Y'all know what I mean, right? Like when I say that they're booty cheeks, I'm not talking about their actual booty cheeks. I'm just saying. Damn it, you got me. talking about some Vaqua. Stephanie Vaqua. The fuck up. Okay, y'all agree. That's good to know. Yeah, Goldberg potentially beating Gunther for the world title. Hey, it's his retirement match, so A&B combos. You said, then clap them cheeks and wrestle, damn it. So like if they just do you like, and then that improves their wrestling style, or just like double clap, or just does that power them up, and then they start wrestling better? Gen X 6887. At least the Bellas are more Hall of Fame worthy than Michelle McCool. Hey, not too much on my girl Michelle McCool. Michelle McCool is definitely worthy of the Hall of Fame. Michelle was amazing. An amazing performer inside the ring. Miles better than the Bella twins. Not as popular, but so much better inside the ring. Get the fuck out of here. I disagree with that 100%. Nah, not too much of my girl Michelle McCool. Yeah, I didn't read into the story either, but in my opinion, AEW better step it up if it does go into effect. Yeah, so I'm not going to make too much of an opinion on how it affects AEW until I see how it affects AEW. The women's tag team division is kind of dead right now anyway, so the Bellas winning the belts wouldn't be the worst thing in the world that could happen. You want to bet? You want to take that bet? All right. Look here. You say that, but when they actually do it, don't complain. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. I've been working with a cold, but I think we're pushing through it. I do appreciate you guys for taking the time to make me a part of your day. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. As you follow out, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. Love you all. And I'll catch you guys next time, right here in Alyx's world. The place ideas was and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Much love to you all. See you for my SmackDown review. Peace.
When you're when you're